So Joe, what's your background?
Well, I'm a horticulturalist, and I've been with Botanic Gardens for over 25 years now.
Wow. And what sort of took you down that road?
Well, a love for the outdoors, I think, a love for nature, love for plants, um, a love for ecosystems like what we're standing in now.
And how has that translated into your current role?
Yeah, the current role is well, I look after a nursery at the Australian National Botanic Gardens in Canberra, and a lot of that is conservation oriented work. So we have a lot of programs on where we're just sort of working on endangered species. Yeah,
So you actually spend a lot of time out in the bush.
yeah, we do. Yeah, we in all sorts of you get so many different types. You because we've got a national focus. We sort of get into the desert. We get into the rainforests. We're at the top. We're at sort of in Queensland. We're in Tasmania. So we're working all over the place.
Wow, so you got like a full scattergun. You're not like super focused in one
Not
region.
super focused in one region, no. And we try, and like what we're doing here, working with other botanic gardens and trying to pull like-minded conservation practitioners together to get a result not just for a region but um, for a species and for a genera which don't go by borders.
Yeah, yeah. So how does it feel when you see groups coming together and you're getting traction and results on the ground?
Mate, it's worth every effort because what's worse is when you make a lot of effort in conservation and you get a poor result because you didn't do that. Um, and everyone that is involved in conservation will have felt that if they're working solitary. Really, conservation and plants, like I say, they don't go by borders. They don't like to be containerised. It needs a collective effort to get it done and to make it work.
And what would you say to people about your work in terms of its importance to someone living in the city?
A lot of people who live in the city won't realise the scope, the amount of problems that Australian landscapes and Australian plants and animals are facing. It's very real, and until you get out there and you can see the subtleties, and once you start seeing the subtleties, you'll see lots of them, and that will grow and grow and grow. The problems are very real for conservation in this country. And for people in the cities, I think what they need to do is to just open their eyes, have an open mind about what's going on, and I think visit your local botanic gardens is a great start, or zoo, and you'll soon see what's going on and what's the sorts of things that are causing problems.
So as a mentor in the environment, what would you say to, say, young primary school students and high school students thinking about plants and horticulture?
Plants are cool, just like animals. Animals and plants go together like that. So if you're interested in any of that, then take those next steps. Get involved in even land care groups, pulling weeds. You'll see some amazing things if you just walk out the door. Everyone's contribution matters, and I think that's one of the things that people don't see. It's all very well for people to sit in their lounge room and watch something like this where, there's these people who are doing this thing with this rare plant. But you know what? We don't know everything, and we can't do everything, and this is why we get together in groups to do things. Landcare is a good example, Greening Australia is another good example. All of these groups that are all over the country and it's not just about working with endangered plants either, it's about working with common plants. Because without the basic fabric of an ecosystem, your endangered plants and your very little animals are history. Everyone should get involved because that's when you start making a big difference.
Did you ever think you'd end up in the role that you're in?
What role am I in? I don't actually know. I always thought that, I'm not going to work in an office. I'm not going to work in a tower so I think some people just need to work with nature.
Yeah.
Or whether you need to or not, that's what you're going to do. And that's what happened with me. I didn't actually look for it, it just found me.
25 years on.
25 years on, mate, still ticking. Yeah.